Davis, and you're watching the Evercade Effect.
Hey everybody, to start off the new year, I got another ModRetro Chromatic video that I had to put out. Don't worry, I will go back to be doing Evercade content. I did want to do a follow-up video because some of you had asked, would you make a video when you get a Multicart? And I have. Here it is. I got it from AliExpress. I'm going to test it out. We're going to try it, see if it works and all that. And then if it does work, as I think it will, then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on why you should buy this over and ever drive for your Game Boy Chromatic from ModRetro. So stay tuned for that. So here's a listing. I'm going to put links will be in the description below, non-affiliated or anything else, but I just want to show you the multi-cart that I went ahead and got. So yeah, you can see here it's gray. It says, God, I think they were ballsy enough to say like Nintendo Game Boy on it. And it's a 61-in-1. You can choose what colors. Notice 99 cents, right? Normally it is $8. If you do sign up with a new account, I found you can get a big discount. So like for me with shipping, it was $1.30. Very cheap, right? So figured I would go ahead and take a chance on this. I will say that this has also been floating around. Like if you look on Etsy, I've seen people selling it for $20. I've seen people selling it for $25 to $30 on Amazon. There's also a 101 version of it. But unless like you're a really big Pokemon fan and you want those games, then I'd recommend getting the 61-in-1 because I think for me they had better quality games I was more familiar with, and it said it does support save files. So let's talk about this. It basically just came in an envelope. There's nothing special, nothing with this, no documentation. Let's pop this out, and yeah, it feels really cheap. Not gonna lie, and you can kind of see there in the camera. There we go. You can see the battery and everything. So yeah, maybe it does save, but it does. It is what it is. It looks pretty great for what it is. And even like at $8, I don't think that's bad of a price. But let's see if it works, right? Because not every single EverDrive necessarily works. Other YouTubers I've seen Flashcart works. So let's go ahead. Let's pop it in. Let's hear that sound. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and boot it up for the first time. See if it works. And then if it does, we'll check this out. I'll hook it to my computer. Oh, it does. There's the camera. My God, my camera is really, really bad. Let me go ahead and we're going to go ahead and hook this up and I'll show you. It's booting up to the menu and we'll check out some games and talk about it here. Alrighty, so here it is when it boots up. It boots right away, goes up to this menu. Let's look at all the games. And in that listing too, it does actually show all the games here as well. We got your Marios, Mario DXs, Mega Mans, Contras, well, 2 Contras, interesting. Batman, Hitman, Yoshi, and all that. Yeah, so a good mix of different games. Some I'm not as familiar with. It doesn't have OG Tetris, which I'm fine with. I already own that. But yeah, I really wanted this like for like your Contras and Marios and Castlevanias and whatnot. So yeah, let's fire up a familiar game. Let's go ahead and do just like Super Mario 1. There we go. Now one thing so it does work. Now one thing I do want to test with the ModRetro, if you press BA select start, it just restarts the game. Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn it off, and I'm gonna have to turn it back on again, and which means I got to reactivate back in OBS. Hopefully they'll address this in later firmwares, make it a little bit easier. Sound doesn't pass through right now, but yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, wow. What game did I load up? I didn't even mean to click it. Oh! Mario Golf. See? Okay, it works. It works. Beautiful. Let's turn it back off. And let's try another game. Let's try another game here. So Game Boy Color definitely works. Turn it back on. And here we go. Let me check out. And I want to try something. Let me check out one of my favorites. I'm curious to see what Contra 2 is. Now, when I boot it up, I'm going to hold BA and right. Oh, I didn't do it, of course. But, oh, it went to the color palette I wanted anyways. Oh, you know what's great about this? This is the Japanese version, so we should have a level select. I think that's why they put this on here. Yes! We do. Okay, so this is this. Okay, so I bet Contra 1 is the Alien Wars, I bet you that's what it is. But yeah, this plays, this plays amazingly great, no lag or anything else, and it just boots right up without any issues. Let me go ahead. Let's try one more game. Let's try one more game here, just real quick. There we go. We've got it back. And I want Castlevania 2. Beautiful. And actually, it selects the color palette that I'm sure it'll work. I'm sure it'll work. Like Game Boy Color with all that if you hold on the button sequences. But yeah, it picked the color palette that I seem to want here. Yeah, no, this is wow. This is truly amazing. And there's a bunch more. There's definitely like a bunch more games, but yeah, everything is really playing and definitely sounding great. There's definitely no issues here. So yeah, now let me go ahead and kind of talk about being that everything in here worked the way that I was hoping that it would go ahead and work. Let me kind of talk a little bit about why I think I would recommend getting this over an EverDrive. There's a few reasons. For one, not all EverDrives are compatible. I've been seeing a lot, like on the Reddit threads and other places on the internet, where supposedly that if you have like the latest like EverDrive X7 from like 2024, 2025 with like firmware 6, it's supposed to work. I've seen other things where people will put that it does work, that it doesn't work, and all that. So yeah, there's compatibility issues with getting them to work, and it's quite an investment. I think those are like $100 bucks plus. I've heard people report that save states currently don't work. So yeah, it's really hit or miss with EverDrives at this point. But one other issue that I do want to go ahead and talk about is kind of like the downside of having a cart with like a million ROMs on it, right? Is that kind of sometimes like on my Steam Deck, let's say if I wanted to play a game, or when I had Game Boy on there before, there was just too many games and you can really be overwhelmed. So with this, by having 61 games, and for me, there were like the majority of the games that I wanted to play. I mean, yeah, like there aren't any Zeldas on there, but they have all the Marios and Mega Mans, and oh my God, there's some really good stuff. Yoshi, love that game. Anyways, don't want to go into the weeds on that, but it keeps you focused, right? It keeps you focused because you have lesser games. There's still going to be a good variety of games that you want to play, and the fact that you have to turn it on and turn it back off, and you can't just escape and go to a menu, it's going to make you think, right? It's going to make you think, oh, do I want to play this game? I'm going to stay committed to it, and still give you that feel that you're playing, that you're playing something that's tangible, it's on a cart, looks official. Like I said, you can definitely feel by the quality and all that. One other thing that I'll say that I did in making this video is that I did offline try to go ahead and play a game. I played like the Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, and I'm happy to report that those saves work. I tried saving my game, taking the card, and going back in there, and it worked with that game. And there's a battery in there. So yeah, who knows how long this cart will last? Hopefully it'll get a few more years out of it. But yeah, if you're looking for something to where like, hey, I don't quite want to invest in an EverDrive. I don't want to wait for the support to be there. I want something to kind of get that fix and just kind of give me a bunch of games on the go. I think that I think they'd be happy with this. Plus, for the price, you really can't beat that. My only recommendation that would be to go ahead and get it off of AliExpress. Don't pay the secondhand market. Don't pay the scalper prices, on these carts. Go ahead and get it straight. Go ahead and get it straight from the source. And I want to say I got it pretty quickly. I got it relatively within a week. So yeah, I can't wait to dive in and just like play more of these games and get that fix. And I like the fact that Zelda isn't on. I'm sorry, that Tetris isn't on there, that Frogger isn't on there, and it's fine that Zelda isn't on there because hey, that's another reason to still go out and get those physical carts, right? So I definitely don't see that, by any means, as a bad thing at all. So let me know in the comments below. Tell me if you're thinking about getting an EverDrive, or if you're just going to go ahead and get a Multicart, or if you're just gung-ho and collecting physical media. I've also seen people out there report that they get those reflashable carts where you just put one game on there to kind of do the same thing. Also, on AliExpress, I've seen other, you can get reproduction carts for really cheap that are the same thing to kind of give you that experience. Go ahead and let me know, in the comments below. And if you did just stumble through here through the YouTube verse and you want to support the channel, consider liking, consider subscribing it. I plan on talking about more of ModRetro. I stream live like indie games and all kinds of good stuff. And Evercade, of course, all that. We're going to get back on track and talk more about Evercade. I'm also happy to report that, yeah, I got Toplin 4 in the mail, replaced, streamed it the other night. It works. And I need to give my initial impressions on that in the dual cart. Anywho's will be, thank you so much. I hope you're all having a good new year. And bye-bye. Thanks, Crash Line, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.